So we're coming upon the part of the cycle of the grow bed that I've not got completely full of gravel, just to kind of see what's going on, watch it for a little while. What happens is the water, if you can see the water, rises up on that top cap about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch. Once it rises up on top of that cap there, this water painted the bed, which of course now will be completely full of gravel, lava rock. It will empty into a pipe that's down below, comes over there from the side, comes down, comes over another elbow, and it will drain back into the sump tank. Now what will happen, it'll drain down almost 3 times as fast. I timed it about 2 minutes to drain out about 25 gallons versus about almost 6 minutes to fill it. Slowly with this air pump apparatus I've got sitting here, which is Aquazen from Glenn Martinez out of Hawaii. I'm coming upon the time where the water is getting up high enough inside that cap. It's going to create a barometric or a type of pressure. The pressure is going to create a siphon, which now you can start to see the water, hopefully you can see it, coming out of that pipe right there. And here in just a second, the full siphon will take on and it'll completely fill up that 1-inch pipe. Coming upon it, and here we go now. And what's happening now is that water is actually coming out almost 3 times as fast as it went into the sump tank. And up here for a second, and you'll see where it's coming out, dropping down quite quickly inside the tank. Now this is a grow bed. It's a medium tank. It's going to help filter out the water. Same time, create a bacteria form for the bacteria to live on, the good bacteria that's going to take the nitrates and turn into nitrates. In other words, the ammonia, and turn it into nitrogen. Now that water is coming out of this swirl filter. The swirl filter is basically just water coming out of the fish tank and slowly swirling inside the swirl filter until it comes up to an elbow, which then is released down into this grow bed. And it takes about 2 minutes for this water to completely drain out of this grow bed. Completely full of cinder. Now this is just still on the experimental stage. My plumbing is not completely finished. Everything is not completely finished here. But at the same time, I have to watch it many times, I guess, to make sure it's going to do the same thing over and over. Now what you see on the outside of that bell siphon there is a standpipe. That is where the vacuum is going to be released from the siphon that's happening. Now if you can, hopefully you can see the water slowly lowering. It actually is being sucked out of that pipe into that 1-inch pipe down into the sump tank. Coming upon it now, it's going to get to the point where it's going to break the siphon. Just did it. At the same time, you can see where the water is slowly stopping there. Pipe on the right. And it stops. And then the cycle just repeats over again. Over and over and over. Now what I have here is a pipe that goes all the way down to the sump tank on the very bottom. It's 3 foot deep. Air is being injected into it from this 60-watt air pump. Down below there's a check valve that only allows the air to flow one way. Air flows up, and when it does, it gurgles, it pulls up water and gurgles it out into the fish tank. Now what happens as the water slowly drops in the sump tank, I lose a little bit of the pressure, but not enough to where the water doesn't quit flowing. The water is then picked up on the very bottom. You see that pipe that goes down the very bottom of the tank, comes goes all the way around. It's picked up right there. There's the overflow valve. It goes into the T, exits the tank, and it goes into the swirl filter. The swirl filter. Oh, almost fell. Conical bottom. Water slowly swirls around inside. It's picked up by elbow. Turns upside down. You can see the water. And then it turns down and flows outside. And goes back into the little noisy, but that don't bother me. I like it. I can sit out here for hours now and watch this thing. Just slowly repeat over and over and over. Watch the time as it recycles. These other beds here are now going to be floating raft beds. They'll all have, except one exception, I'll have duckweed going in it to feed the fish. Anyway, little update from the Bioshelter. Y'all have a good one now. Later.